Arknights!
Enforcer is a 5-star push-stroker specialist. He was originally available through the notarial task during the Guide Ahead event, but is now available through the Guide Ahead event Record Restoration. Enforcer, real name Il Pastore, has 6 years of combat experience, likely coming from his training and short stint working as an executor at Notarial Hall. He stands at 176 centimeters tall, was born on the 30th of January in Laterano, and is of the Sancta race. In his archive files and promotion record, it's noted that Enforcer quickly won over everyone at Rhodes Island with his gentle, friendly demeanor, contrasting sharply with his fellow Laterano executor, and suggesting that Laterano employs varied approaches to protecting civil rights. He favors diplomacy, listening to and mediating between all parties to reach solutions everyone can accept rather than relying on force. This preference for negotiation doesn't reflect a lack of ability, however, as his operator exam revealed formidable close-quarters combat skills. Though he may still need experience handling emergencies, his talents suggest he's more than capable of bringing people to the table one way or another. Enforcer's recent completion of his Notarial Hall executor training is a remarkable feat for someone so young, given that even ordinary Laterano citizens need years to master their patron firearms before earning permits like the Laterano Firearm Carry and Usage Permit. Notarial Hall executors face far steeper demands still, requiring deep legal expertise alongside marksmanship, plus the wrenching psychological burden of potentially having to turn their weapon on a fellow Sancta despite the empathy and moral resistance that makes this so difficult. Operator-executor may embody the hardened ideal such executors strive for, yet Enforcer completed the same training while retaining his gentle nature. When asked his secret, he simply smiled and credited a bit of patience. Enforcer arrived at Rhodes Island accompanied by a young Sancta girl named Cecilia, who, despite a long isolated upbringing without peers, quickly befriended nearly all children there, showing none of the social or emotional difficulties one might expect, evidence of the deep love and care her late guardian must have given her. Her health remains unstable, and while Dr. Callicet offered what basic dietary and rest guidance she could, follow-up monitoring will be difficult once Cecilia travels near Casdell, leaving the staff to trust in her precocious self-sufficiency and Enforcer's protection. Notably, before their departure, the Enforcer spent considerable time consulting Rhodes Island's education staff about recommended textbooks and materials spanning primary through secondary education, downloading everything onto his terminal. Cecilia's condition proves remarkably unique, as Enforcer apparently understands better than most, likely from his experience at Laterano's Summit of Nations, given that she carries mixed Sancta and Sarkaz blood despite the ancient hatred between the two races. Even more striking, her halo still shines, however unstably, even though children of Sancta and outsiders should never be able to bear the law's mark of acceptance, raising questions about her existence that neither she nor Isil seem eager to pursue. What matters more than meaning behind her existence, though, is the meaning she can create through it. Though the road ahead will be rough and may yield no clear answers, their journey carries its own worth regardless. Enforcer always drinks the same bitter, unsweetened black coffee while working, purely to maintain focus, despite sharing the typical Lateran fondness for sweets. After hours, however, he transforms into a true coffee enthusiast, spending hours perfecting roast, bean blends, and cream-to-sugar ratios, even subscribing to a frequently late agricultural magazine just for its coffee columns. His after-work creations are well worth trying, though one should always double-check whose cup they're drinking during the day. Enforcer is confirmed to be non-infected. He has a cell originum assimilation of 0% and a blood originum crystal density of 0.12 parts per liter. The notes in his medical file state that he should cut down on his caffeine consumption given his large coffee intake. In his character art drawn by Chuzenji, Enforcer wears a white collared button-up shirt with blue necktie that has a black Laterano symbol at the knot, black suit vest with leather belt below his chest, an ID badge on a string around his neck, dark blue suit jacket with flared lapels, a belt around his left shoulder with 3 shotgun shells, an orange band, and the word sequence on one of his belts, gray suit pants with a belt, black fingerless glove on his left hand, dark gray socks, and leather dress shoes. He holds his weapon of choice, an over-under double-barreled shotgun with red dot sight and sling in his left hand, and book in his right. In his voice lines, voiced by Kensho Ono, who also voices Ren Hikuryu in Magi, Kurokono Tasuke in Gintama, Ryunosuke Akutagawa in Bungo Stray Dogs, Elaine in Pokemon, Shindo Yuta in WWW Working, Shinkadai Nara and Akuta in Baruto, Giorno Giovanna in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Wind, Larcade Dragneel in Fairy Tail, Knut in Vinland Saga, Bane in Bofuri, Flock Forrester in Attack on Titan, Oboro Shirakumo in My Hero Academia, Mahiru Seki in Call of the Night, Mono Shinobino in Komi-san, Yuri Breyer in Spy Family, Air and Ball in Grand Blue Fantasy, Diluc in Genshin, and Leon Stroll in Metaphor. Enforcer is often taking care of others.
ドクター、こちらの書類は本日中に処理が必要なんですか？しかし、こんなに残っていては。仕方ない。僕がお手伝いしますよ。二人でやれば、休憩時間を削る必要もないはずです。ドクター、起きてますか？もう一辛抱ですよ。この仕事を終えれば休めます。どうぞ、お望みのコーヒーです。ドクター、童話の本を借りられるところを知ってますか？医療部の人から治療に来た子供たちの面倒を頼まれてるので、読み聞かせてあげようと思ってるんです。ストップ、ドクター。はぁ、カップを間違えてますよ。それは僕が自分で飲む用の濃いめのやつで、砂糖も入れてません。その隣がドクターのです。すみません。苦すぎましたか？大丈夫。美味しい。そうですか。お口に合うようでよかった。ドクター、通信端末をちょっと貸してもらえますか？退勤後は端末を切って、メッセージを一切受け取らないようにしているので。よし。緊急連絡権限を付与しておいたので、これでいつでも遠慮なく連絡してください。
At E2 level 80 with max trust, potential, and module, Enforcer has 2,527 HP, 713 attack, 416 defense, 0 resistance, 2 block, a 70-second redeploy time, 19 DP cost, and has a 1.2 second attack speed. His range is the standard range for a push specialist. At max trust, he gains plus 350 HP and plus 35 defense. At max pot, he gets minus 3 DP cost, minus 4 seconds to redeploy, and a buff to his talent. His talent, Precise Aim, at E2 pot 4, has Enforcer ignore 200 defense when attacking foes with a weight greater than or equal to 3. Enforcer has one base skill, which is upgraded at E2. Clue Search Alpha is upgraded to Logical Deduction at E2, and makes it so that, when Enforcer is assigned to the reception room, plus 35% clue search speed, but plus 2 morale consumed per hour. Enforcer's first skill, Deterring Shot, gains SP over time and is automatically triggered, with all levels starting with 0 SP. Level 7 needs 6 SP to proc, while M3 needs 5 SP. At level 7, Enforcer's next attack pushes the target towards his attack direction with a push force of 1, stunning the target for 1.7 seconds if they collide with high ground tiles. At M3, the stun is for 2 seconds if they collide. His second skill, Staggering Shot, gains SP over time and is manually triggered. All levels start with 0 SP, with level 7 needing 20 SP to proc, and M3 needing 17 SP. At level 7, Enforcer pushes back all foes in the 2 tiles in front of him with a force of 2 in the direction he's facing, stunning them for 2.2 seconds, or 3.4 seconds if they collide with high ground tiles. If the foe collides with another foe, the foe that got collided into will also be stunned for 2.2 seconds. At M3, it's 2.5 seconds for a stun and 4 seconds if they collide with the high ground tiles. Enforcer has a PUS-X module named Heaven Here Now, which makes it so that if Enforcer is deployed on a high ground tile, half of his DP cost is refunded. At module level 3, Precise Aim is fully upgraded, making it so that Enforcer ignores 300 defense at pot 4 when attacking foes with a weight greater than or equal to 3. He also gains plus 240 HP and plus 60 attack. To unlock and fully upgrade this module, you must have Enforcer at E2 level 50, have 100 trust with him, complete 5 battles with your own Enforcer using his S2 at least twice per battle, 3-star stage GAEX1, having your own Enforcer push at least 3 red AK guys into a pit, and have 6 module data blocks, 20 data patching strips, 8 data patching devices, 3 grindstone pentahydrates, 4 ore run blocks, 5 white horse coals, and 150,000 LMD. I don't really use puller or pusher specialists all that often, mostly due to stages not having pit set up to put enemies into, and mostly because I only use Gladia to support my Ulpianus in some stages. Enforcer's gimmick this time around for welfare operators is stunning foes by pushing them into high ground tiles, since both of his skills have exactly that feature. Stuns are great, but I do feel like he kinda goes against the whole concept of mover specialist, that being putting enemies into pits. He does also ignore some amount of defense on higher weight foes, but outside of Weedy and Gladia, you're probably not using mover specialists for damage at all, since they're mainly there to move foes around, and even that, with Weedy and Gladia, you're not doing much damage. If you really want to stun enemies by slamming them into walls, go ahead and raise him, but I honestly don't see much use. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Azir Lane and Uma Musume videos as well. Come back tomorrow for next week's character and story teasers.